speaking on music, we're about to react to rappers who are no longer underground. Now listen, I am a big underground music fanatic. We finna see. I know most of just by the thumbnail, a lot of these niggas are no longer underground. So, yeah.
Alright, so part of the reason why underground fans love their favorite underground rappers so much is because they feel like, yo, this is my little secret. Not that many people know about this guy. His music is different. It hasn't been adopted by the masses yet, and I'm early on this, and that's what's cool about it. That's the whole gist of it, right? But eventually, you know, these underground rappers, they grow, and eventually they become bigger in the underground, and then they become like rising artists in the industry, and then they slowly start to step into the mainstream, and all of a sudden they just become very well known. It's like, especially with TikTok in the past few years, certain rappers have just blown up into the stratosphere from the underground, and that's what this video is on. Rappers who are not underground. And this is something I see a lot, so I just wanted to make a video about it, because a lot of these rappers, people will be like, yo, my favorite underground rapper is this guy, and I'm just gonna be honest, like, yo,
he's been evolving his sound.
So let's start off,
though, if I'm being honest, like compared to his last shit, it's a big difference.
With the first underground rapper, quote unquote underground rapper, who is not underground, and he hasn't been underground for a long time, and that would be Yeat. So before we talk about whether or not Yeat is underground, all you have to do is just look at one stat: his Spotify streams for the year of 2023. So pause the video really quick and think to yourself, how many streams do you think Yeat got on Spotify? Okay, I'm guessing you thought.
I think he got over 1 billion. He got 1 billion for sure.
He got 2 billion streams, 2.1 billion streams, which is crazy. That's almost as much as Playboi Carti, Lil Uzi, and by the way, that's 3 times Lil Yachty. It's a lot of streams. This guy.
Wait, why the Lil Yachty shade? Oh wait, why they gonna fuck with Yachty?
Is being streamed by the entire world, and pretty much every fan of rap knows him at this point. I think the only time he was underground, or you could still say he was underground, was like during the end of 2021, early 2022. But the moment he started dropping projects and they started selling 20, 30, 40, 50,000 units, this guy was a lot more than underground. He was mainstream. He just has a lot of young fans. Another reason why people think he is underground is because back in about 2021, he was practically unknown, and when Sorry About That first blew up, everyone was like, oh, he's still underground. They still felt him as underground because obviously they didn't know that he would get so big. But also, he was not even relatively unknown. He was practically a nobody. Like, not to be mean or anything, just nobody knew who Yeat was other than some fans of Slay World. But if you look at Yeat today, he's huge. He's toured the world, got a co-sign from Drake, collabed with Drake, is friends with Drake, is managed by this guy named Zach Bia, who's like big in the industry, is signed to Geffen Records, a very powerful and huge record label. Yeat has tons of connections, tons of respect from his other peers around him. You know, he's collaborated with Youngboy, he's collaborated with Drake, he's collaborated with Lil Uzi. He's accomplished a lot. But anyways, let's move on to the next rapper who is not underground.
Honestly, Lucky not my favorite artist, but he up there. I say Lucky in my top 5, to be honest. He ain't my favorite though, but it just depends on the day. I ain't gonna lie.
Lucky, so
purposely Lucky is no. I ain't gonna lie. Lucky is not underground for real for no more. I don't know. Lucky is Lucky 50-50. It depends on what you listen to. But I don't think Lucky underground no more.
Lucky is an artist that has been in the underground since like early 2010s. A lot of people don't know this, but Lucky used to be Lucky X, spelled ECK$S, and
Lucky, Carti, Uzi, YB, and Yeat. That's a solid top 5. YB, I don't know about YB though. I don't even listen to YB, so that's probably why I'm saying that. But YB,
he was this underground rapper in Chicago. He was friends with people like Chance the Rapper, and he like grew up around that scene. And he was very like in the Chicago rap scene. He was very active, and he had this big time manager back then, and he just never popped. And he was doing a completely different style of rap. Cool. And eventually, around 2016, 2017, he started associating with some SoundCloud rappers like Carti, Uno the Activist, That's a Bad Funny, Lil Tracy, etc. And, you know, hanging out with people in the underground like Ian Connor and the ASAP Mob and stuff like that. And others like the ASAP Mob and stuff like that. And he became part of the whole like SoundCloud underground rap scene. And ever since then, his fan base has been slowly climbing. And he found his own little lane in like this, oh, I do a lot of drugs and I'm lonely sometimes and I'm depressed and I get heartbroken by women. And
that was his best kind of music though. Like, what bro talking about? Like, best kind of music though. What are you talking about, gang? And Abundance, was it on SoundCloud? I know for a fact it's not on Apple Music or something like that. It has to be on SoundCloud.
I guess a lot of people really gravitate towards that and really like that. And I'm not gonna lie, Lucky is super hard. Like,
I think I heard
he's
it
very,
too.
very hard. He makes very good music. That's what I mean. And for a long time, he was kind of dubbed as the king of the underground. Everyone was like, "Is this the year that Lucky's gonna blow up? Oh, when is Lucky gonna blow up? Is Lucky gonna blow up?" Because he had a big fan base. He could always tour, but he just never blew up. And a lot of his peers, pretty much all of his peers, surpassed him by a lot. And everyone's like, man, Lucky doesn't deserve this. Like, why is he not going up? And, you know, he finally did. A couple of years ago, he dropped the song New Drank, and it went crazy on TikTok, and he started dropping more songs. I think Super Eurus and a couple of others. And his fan base just exploded because of TikTok and Twitter. People are always talking about Lucky, and everyone was like, oh, Lucky fan this, Lucky fan this. And, you know, everyone was like relating to his music or whatever, or it's just like a thing to be a Lucky fan now, and people really, really, really like it. So in 2023, this guy got 671.8 million streams. Damn, that's a lot. That's a lot. To give you context, every million streams gives you
I ain't gonna lie, TikTok did help though. But Lucky is far from a TikTok artist. I ain't gonna lie.
About $4,000. So since he got around 700 million streams, let's do the math. He grossed around $2.8 million, and he's independent. So he made that all his income, and there's taxes and stuff, but he also does shows. So he made millions and millions of dollars in 2023. To me, 600 million streams, you are not underground. And because Lucky has been in the underground for so long, people have been just calling him underground, but he's not really underground anymore. I feel like everybody knows him. My little sister has Lucky on her playlist. Like if my little sister has a rapper on their playlist, like, they are not underground because she gets all her music from like TikTok. The thing about this one is, I'm not gonna lie, even I kind of thought about Lucky as kind of mainstream until I saw his Spotify Wrapped, and I was like, damn, or not Wrapped, his Spotify numbers for this year. I was like, damn, 700 million streams. I did not realize he got that many streams, and I guess that's just the power of having a very strong discography. Like, wow, these dudes are not that small. These guys are pretty big. And good for Lucky, by the way.
That's good for Lucky, great. Though.
Now, the last rapper on this list who is no longer underground is none.
Nah, you should have known for a fact. Ken Carson, no way in hell Ken Carson was underground. Once, bro, you sign to Opium, you are automatically mainstream, no doubt. No, you're under, like, bro.
Other than Ken Carson, Playboi Carti's Mysterious Opium Protege. That was a little cringe, my bad. But Ken Carson is kind of seen as this underground rapper, and he has been for a long time. I think part of that is because a lot of his fan base is from like mainstream Carti fans, and to them, anyone who's just a little small is like, oh my god, they are so underground. Whoa, I'm listening to this underground unknown artist. When in reality, like, Ken Carson is very, very, very big, to the point where he's about to open for the Red Hot Chili Peppers next year, which is just like super bizarre. I don't even know why, but it's a testament to how big he is. So let's talk about a couple things that he's done recently that just prove he's not underground in the slightest. First off, his recent album, A Great Chaos, sold 40,000 units in the first week, outstreamed Offset's album. By the way, a year ago, someone asked Offset if he knew who Ken Carson was, because they had like a song together or something that leaked, and he said, who that? And fast forward to today, and Ken Carson has outstreamed Offset in his first week, which is a big accomplishment. And 40,000 first week sales are nothing to laugh at. For example,
album of the year, I'm not gonna lie, my album of the year, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Great Chaos was better than It Looks Kill, bro. I'm not gonna lie. We got Utopia. I don't even really listen to Travis Scott, so I might take a Great Chaos for album of the year, bro, if I'm being honest. And Yachi, I forgot Yachi dropped new tape at the beginning of the year, but I gotta say Great Chaos.
It's like 24K Golden. I think 24K Golden. Yeah, he had a #1 hit on Billboard and sold 20,000 or like 16,000 units or something.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
With the #1 hit, Ken Carson doubled or tripled his sales. Artists like Coi Leray struggled to sell 10 or 15K. Ken Carson sold 40, and it was on a very like non-mainstream project. On top of that, he also got a Drake co-sign. He posted Ken Carson's music on his story, and one of his songs, Yale, went gold. All right, and of course, the biggest part why he's not underground is he literally has a Playboi Carti cosign, and Playboi Carti is huge, so it's tough to like be underground if you're backed by one of the largest artists in the rap industry. Even though he's super mysterious and never publicly acknowledges you, it's still really, really, really big. So how many streams did Ken Carson get in 2023? 500 million. Yeah, That's a lot of streams. And he dropped towards the end of the year, so I guess it would be 600, 700, or maybe even more if he dropped a bit earlier in the year. But yeah, those are very, very, very solid numbers. You know, Ken Carson, I would say he was underground from like 2021, 2020, 2021. But ever since 2022 to 2023, when OPM became more of a mainstream thing, and at first it was kind of like a secret, and now it's like everybody knows about it. He just surpassed the underground, and it hasn't even been close. I mean, even a Homicide Gang, who no one really knows about, or you think no one really knows about, streamed 140 million streams on Spotify. And I wouldn't even really consider that underground for their size. But anyways, thanks for watching. Have a nice day.
It was a WS video. Shout out to bro. All these people I can agree are no longer underground.